Yes, my dear friends. Welcome back to the channel. Very good day to you guys all out there, wherever you are on the globe, on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, Canada, Australia, or right in Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a beautiful Wednesday. And look, guys, the World Cup qualifications on the African continent, we've spoken a lot about that because before, we don't normally do this on this channel. We don't talk so much about African football on this channel. But due to the circumstances, the World Cup is heating up. That is why we dedicated this week or part of the week to talk more about the qualifications. Now, from tomorrow, we'll be talking less. We'll not be saying much again. But right now, I want to start with Chelsea. Just take a look at this picture on your screen. And tell me, before you, tell me who that is. Just take a look at that picture on your screen. Right there. Who is that? Oh, for most of you who think that someone like me have a bald head, right? My head is bald, right? You think I was born bald. I also used to have hair on my head. Chelsea fans, I also used to have hair on my head. Because I'm bald today, that doesn't mean that I was born bald. Guys, that is Enzo Maresca in his playing days for Juventus. That is Maresca in his playing days for Juventus. Yeah. One day, all of us will grow. When you abetu, like they say in Ghana, when you abetu. My Ghana brothers will understand this one. One day you grow and you understand. For those, including my own children, I'll be laughing me that you have a bad head. One day. Dear friends. Anyway, let's move on. That is Enzo Maresca during his playing days with Juventus. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a news about Juventus trying to lure him away, but we'll not go into that tonight. Now, let's get back to Chelsea, ladies and gentlemen. Cucurrella had one whole week of rest. Cucurrella had one whole week of rest. As a matter of fact, he was not used in the Spain's last game. Is he yesterday before yesterday? He was not used. A whole week of rest. Now he's returning to Chelsea to face Nottingham Forest on Saturday. Not just Cucurrella, many other players. We are lucky enough. Chelsea are just damn lucky. Though partly because of their situations, minor injuries, minor knocks here and there. But quickly, let me go over the players that had a good number of hours of rest in their legs this week, quickly. Enzo Fernandez, apart from Cucurrella, Enzo Fernandez had a week of rest due to the knee injury. We were told that he had a problem with his knee. The knee was swollen, right? Reece James had 2 weeks throughout the international break. Reece James had 2 weeks of rest. Yes. Robert Sanchez had 2 weeks of rest. Moise Caicedo had 2 weeks of rest. 2 weeks. That's 14 good days. And even more. Now, Trevor, due to the red card he received before the international break, had 3 weeks of rest. They've been doing work at Cobham. They've been having their training. Yes, but we're talking about playing competitive football. Hard training for, matches. That's what you're talking about here. Trevor had 3 weeks of rest. Garnacho had 2 weeks of rest. He was not on international break. Garnacho. And there was nothing like injury or any issue with Garnacho. But he had 2 weeks of rest. Malo Gusto had a week. Because he was with the French squad. But he had a week of rest. And several players are likely to return from injury. Several players are likely to return from injury. Trust me, from this weekend to the end of the month until November should be good for Chelsea. The next 6 games that Chelsea have to play, we are playing Nottingham Forest first and foremost away, and then we play Ajax in the Champions League, right? So all these games, Chelsea should be able to come up strongly. We are talking about winning games here after the international break. the next 3 weeks, 1 month are very critical for Chelsea to be able to catch up with Arsenal on top of the league table. I am not looking at Liverpool any longer because I have realized that Liverpool, after all, they have weak points. Listen, can you imagine players that Liverpool just signed with, right? And Isaac, they are yet to click. Isaac especially, he's yet to get back to form. Now you go to Manchester United, Cucurrella, we are yet to see him. All the clubs that have signed top players, we are yet to see those players clicking. Chelsea, we went for the lab, and Joao Pedro. These are players that already knows the Premier League, and so we can see the best out of them. Garnacho, already in the Premier League, we already know him. What am I trying to say? We have no excuse after the international break. From Saturday against Nottingham Forest, Chelsea have no excuse to lose games. No. Enzo Fernandez should be prepared because we are going to go full. We will go full and hard on any error or mistake from the coach. The truth of the matter is that Maresca will not be in the dugout in our next game because he's on red card. He'll be watching from the stands, so his assistant will take over. But it is his duty to prepare the team and to set the team up in a way that they can go in there and win games. It's as simple as that. And let me point out this also, guys. This issue of Real Madrid's interest in Enzo Fernandez needs to be put to rest. We don't want all this news that will be destabilizing the club, the team. We've seen it about Courtois, the goalkeeper, Chelsea goalkeeper that went to Real Madrid. We've seen Hazard, similar thing. Those things, it unsettles players. It's either Real Madrid comes in for him, or we stop all those. We reject all those rumors. It affects players and teams and clubs. Now, this rumor, listen, Real Madrid, if they are interested for Enzo Fernandez, £200 million. 200 million. Take him and go with it. We are tired of all these trash talks. Enzo Fernandez, if you also have the interest of going to Real Madrid, let us know. We will do. We are good in doing that. Once the player makes his interest known, we don't hesitate to let the player go. Noni Madueke, we allow him to go. We have been told Nicolas Jackson, my own boy, we have been told he requested and he's allowed to go on loan. Enzo Fernandez, if you want to go, let us know. The earlier the better. After all, we got backups. We got Andrew Santos that can play opposition. We've got Bernanote. We just have to play, to the end of the season and see how we can negotiate with Bournemouth. Brighton, and pay the full amount and get him. We've also got Romeo Lavia that can play in the same position. So £200 million, Real Madrid, or you the player, you can make your request known. Then we have to give a discount, ladies and gentlemen, because this issue, the Spanish media don't want to let this issue slide by. If they want him that badly, they should put or drop the £200 million on the table. We will let him go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. Now, like I said to you, tomorrow is Thursday. Friday will be the presser. But between now and tomorrow, a lot of things are going to be happening quickly. Let me end up with the World Cup qualifications. With the World Cup qualifications, I'll be out of this place. Yes, World Cup. A little bit of Nigeria as usual. Yeah. Well, you see, before I go to Nigeria, Thomas Tuchel with England, right, has qualified England for the World Cup. And there's one thing that is for sure. Cole Palmer had to get himself fit and start playing as soon as possible, because his position is as Reece. Cole Palmer, yes. Thomas Tuchel is one nonsense coach. He doesn't play round pegs in a square hole. He doesn't place square pegs in round hole. He is no nonsense coach. Thomas Tuchel, unlikely to start fitting square pegs in round holes. Close to a tournament, a major tournament like a World Cup for that matter. No. Thomas Tuchel that I know wouldn't do that. He will not do that. To start, trying to push round pegs into a square hole close to a major tournament like a World Cup, Thomas Tuchel will not do that. Therefore, Cole Palmer, who has only played 64 minutes under the German, under the former Chelsea gaffer, has a lot of work to do to convince Thomas Tuchel. You see, Thomas Tuchel is unlikely to get Cole Palmer to fit in just because he's a Chelsea player. And Cole Palmer is unlikely to get in as the number 10 for England, with Rodgers currently in possession of that position. And hey guys, apart from Rodgers, Bellingham is breathing over their necks. Bellingham breathing over Rodgers' necks. Then Cole Palmer. Listen, a well-fit Cole Palmer playing regularly, I have no issue with that. He easily fit in. But right now as we speak, he has not played much for England under Thomas Tuchel. It is hard to see a place on the flanks where he's less effective, where Cole Palmer is less effective. Yeah. With Anthony Gordon and Marcus Rashford contenders on the left for England, and Arsenal pair of Bukayo Saka and Noni Madueke fighting for a place on the right. So where would Cole Palmer be? It is just the number 10 rule. And looking at it right now, Rodgers and Bellingham, they are available. This effectively means Palmer will have to produce a spectacular, listen to me, a spectacular run of form to force his way back into Thomas Tuchel's thinking or mind. Yeah, that is my opinion. Let me hear from you in the comment section what you think. Ladies and gentlemen, like the video, share the video, and remember to subscribe if you are new right here on this channel. Now, I want to say one or two things about the World Cup qualifiers with Nigeria, and I'll be out of this place. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you see, Nigeria right now have to play 3 to 4 games in order to win the World Cup. Whose fault is it? It's Nigerians' fault. Nigerians should stop blaming other teams. Nigeria has been favored in these permutations. Eritrea withdrew from the tournament, and therefore points were deducted from other 6th place teams on the tables, which favored Nigeria. Otherwise, there was no reason why Nigeria would qualify ahead of some other team. Nigeria has 17 points. There were teams that had 19 points, 18 points, 20 points. They didn't get the playoff squad position. But just because CAF, listen, you see, only one team from Africa qualified for the Interconfederation playoffs. Even the best 4 to play the CAF playoffs to determine the only team to go for the Interconfederation. And in this case, Nigeria going to that playoff with 4 teams involved: Cameroon, DR Congo, this team. You know, all these teams, they are able to go through. Gabon, yes. Now, let me tell you this. It is true, win the CAF playoffs next month in Morocco. Then you go to face off with other continental FIFA playoff winners in March in Mexico. Yes, you first of all must win the CAF playoff. Then you go to face other continental playoffs. Now you also have to be among the 2 highest ranked teams from the FIFA playoff. Otherwise, you are still not going to go through. So it's not yet guaranteed for Nigeria qualifying for the World Cup. It's not. Nigerian fans, take it easy. It's getting annoying the way some of you guys are talking. Remember, you are even getting to the playoff because Eritrea withdrew and CAF deducted points from other teams, which is unfair. It is unfair. So Nigeria fans, shh. We don't want to get angry. You guys are pushing us enough, and we've had enough. It's getting to our nerves. Guys, let me just leave it here. Let me just leave it here. I'll be back and I'll see you guys all in the next one when you see me. Shalom and peace.